Thank you for watching Meatsauce Monty. I'm Matt Montgomery. He's Paul Meatsauce Lambert. Paul, what's your favorite number?
My favorite number?
Yeah, and go the way that you think that you should go with this on your other.
So here's the thing: the number you want me to say, I don't think that's funny.
But you can say it for the show.
I don't think that number's funny.
You know why I want you to say it for the show?
Fine. My favorite number, Matt Montgomery, is 69.
Yeah. See, look at there. Now there was a chuckle out there. You know why that's important today? It's our 69th episode. It's our 69th episode of this show.
Wow.
See, now I'm not trying to just set. Thank you very much.
Right.
I'm not just trying to set you up for some immature ninth grade joke.
And we weren't in front of these people, I would have said something horrifically funny.
Okay, but you can't do it now.
I'll say it on YouTube.
All right, we're on the CW, Mystic Lake,
Man,
Thursday
really
Night Lights. Save it for YouTube.
Yeah.
We also have a YouTube channel. We have
where can we find that?
Podcast. YouTube. I think that's how it goes. Meatsauce and Monty. Look for it. You'll find it.
Can't wait. That's my favorite segment. And I just want to take this moment to apologize for basically turning you into my shrink last week.
No, we had a great week.
Man, I got home and I'm like, idiot, you idiot.
It was one of our best shows ever. I say every week we have good shows.
Yeah, it was.
And I'll say this again.
Really well because of you.
Oh,
and I give Kimberly a lot of credit. That's about it.
I'd give Kim credit.
Yeah, that's about it. Todd doesn't do anything, and Scott freaks me out.
Robitussin and Scott. We got to think of a better nickname for Scott.
The Candyman.
Allie does great. Jill does great.
Who the hell's Allie?
She's somewhere over there.
Oh.
She's the football pro. Every week. So 69th episode of Meatsauce and Monty, 4th season.
You were probably the longest relationship I've been in.
And we're doing 69 right now.
Yeah, and you and I have had. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah,
never
see
mind.
there.
Never mind. Yeah,
it's okay.
I've touched you more recently.
Scott will edit this out. Game of Thrones had 73 episodes.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad had 62 episodes, and Veep had 65. So we're longer lasting than Breaking Bad and Veep. And by the end of the season, we'll catch Game of Thrones.
First time anybody says I'm longer lasting than anything.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Should we talk Vikings? You want to get that out of the way?
Yeah.
We should. They won last week, 28 to 10.
They did.
Does anybody care?
Because the week they went through, and they can say that what doesn't bother them on the outside, they're just like we are. They're on their phones. They watch TV. They go out in public.
Yes,
they hear it all.
They're regular people.
Yeah, right. So that's a huge win, because as we talked about, and excuse me, I'm the idiot. I picked them to lose.
Yeah, you did.
They
You said it was over, Johnny.
If they lose that game, it's over. They didn't. They won. It was a giant win, pun intended. They beat a bad football team. That's fine, but you know what they did?
Do you think they made let's pause. Do you think they made an average team look bad, or do you think they beat a bad team?
They beat a bad team.
The reason I say that is
beating
a bad team isn't that big of a deal.
No, but it is a big deal to this team.
Okay.
Because they have the luxury of playing some bad teams. Now, can they steal one on the road? Maybe. I know they play at home today, but Kansas City doesn't look as unbeatable as they did now. Dallas doesn't look as unbeatable as they did.
Okay.
And Green Bay has a great defense. The Vikings defense is better.
Yeah.
So now you take a chunk of that schedule and you go, all right, they got to win today. They'll win in Detroit. Zimmer crushes in Detroit.
Yeah, he kills Detroit.
And they'll destroy Washington.
We save our picks for the end of the show.
No,
you're just going through the whole season.
I'm excited.
You're excited again. So last week it's over, Johnny. You were ready to say there. And now that's gone.
Yeah, right.
We've moved on.
We moved on. We're rolling. They're going to put together a big streak here.
Kirk Cousins, 22 of 27. He had the second best game for a quarterback last week. 306 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks.
He was on fire.
His performance.
You could say he picked apart a bad secondary, but he had an opportunity in week 2 to pick apart a good secondary in the Packers. He couldn't. He had an opportunity against Chicago. He couldn't. But he did it, and that's important. It's good to get confidence, and he got confidence, and we'll see if he can carry it into today.
Think there's still a rift between him and Adam Thielen?
No,
or you think it's
0.
7 receptions, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns?
0.
Thielen had quite a
I
day.
don't think there's a rift between any of them. I honestly don't think.
You think that was drama that was...
I think that Stephon Diggs and I think Greg Coleman said it on the KFAN pregame that's just who he is. They always is. It's who he is.
Really?
Yeah.
It was just
they're fine.
The whole little wink and nod and no trade rumors and truths.
When somebody probably sat him down and said, "We can't trade you, dude. You're
Sure.
paid too much, and no one will give us what we want
Yeah,
for you.
so you're staying
so
here.
you're going nowhere,
Yeah.
at least for now."
Okay. Kicker Dan Bailey, 4 for 4 field goals, 2 for 2 on extra points. NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. Can you name the last Vikings kicker to earn the Special Teams Player of the Week honor?
Eddie Murray.
Blair Walsh.
Ooh,
Blair
greasy.
Walsh, 2015.
Really?
Against the New York Giants.
Oh wow! The Vikings beat up on the New York Giants, except for 41 Meatsauce, as Common calls it. They normally
41
do.
Meatsauce.
I mean, they destroy
Yeah,
Eli Manning.
Was that 2001?
That was 2001. That was
Oh,
my senior year of high school.
That was brutal.
And my favorite teacher of
Brutal.
all time was a giant. He's from New York, so he was a giant Giants
So
fan.
he was a complete.
But then they got smoked by Baltimore.
Yeah.
Then they get shut out.
Was that Kerry Collins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they did.
My fifth grade
Ray
teacher
Lewis,
was named Carrie Collins. Pretty lady. My dad would always be like, "Hey, look, she's quarterbacking Penn State." I'm like, "Dad, that's not funny."
Yeah, that joke has run its course,
yeah,
Dad.
Yeah. He still thinks it's funny.
Kerry Collins.
Yeah.
All right. Very interesting. Do you think that the fact that he had a good Bailey had a good game, that the special teams criticism that everybody's like, yeah, we've kind of.
I think they kind of figured it out, and I think you got to give Maloof a lot of credit.
Yeah.
He's made this unit very good, and the special teams return game is actually pretty good too. So they've turned that unit around, man. Cutting was the right choice. I love Kevin McDermott, good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I love him, but cutting was the right choice.
Cutting was the right choice.
And bringing in
Colquitt?
Colquitt was a great choice. Colquitt booms the football. So the special teams are on now.
Special teams are
Can
solid.
we kick outside in the winter? We'll see. But for now, it's good.
Last one about last week. Anthony Barr, third NFL player ever, and I tried to. There was one article that said it's the only one I could find. Third player ever in NFL history to have a safety and an interception in the same game.
Really?
That's what it said. I'm like, that doesn't seem right.
Well, I don't know, but you'd think though the reason
from the
that
Vikings source. So
the reason that might be true though is because the people
a safety versus an right,
and the people who get safeties are defensive line.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why it's like,
yeah, good call.
So third ever.
Proud of you for looking that up.
I read.
Did you know
a little bit?
Can we go backwards
when
a little?
Needed. Yeah, we can go backwards.
Do you know how I found out that who was it? Ricky Jackson? Was that his name? Ricky Young? Who was the guy we had last week?
Ricky Young.
Ricky Young. Do you know how I found out he was Walter Payton's roommate?
Wikipedia.
This much research.
That much research.
That's it.
It was a point and click.
It's amazing what research
on your web
will
browser.
Do, what trying will do.
You know what? That'd be a good motto. It's amazing what trying
Dude, like I
can
look
do.
at those notes. I haven't put that much effort into literally anything.
But you're on air live
Ask
for what,
my
4 hours
ex-wife.
every? Oh, see, don't. See,
That's funny.
Self-deprecating
It's funny.
humor
That's
about
my
divorce.
bit.
You like
it's
that?
It's funny, of course.
You write it out as-
Everything is funny.
I know, and you said no. Everything can be funny. It doesn't make
Yeah.
everything funny. Right?
So listen to George Carlin.
I know.
Everything's funny.
Everything can be funny. It's all in
right.
the delivery.
It's all about the content.
It is.
Context. Yeah.
Contest?
I don't know.
Seinfeld?
I'm not good at words.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm not good at a lot. Well, I'm good at a couple things.
Okay, so we're taking on the Eagles today. Eagles are also 3-2. They're trying to say that they're trying to build this up to be a rivalry. It's not a national spotlight game, but
No.
some people are trying to say this is a huge rivalry.
Yeah, because they beat us bad in the NFC Championship
but
game.
I don't think I would not use the term rivalry
No.
with Philadelphia.
No, and
You wouldn't
Philly
either.
sucks.
Yeah, you hate
Philly's
Philadelphia.
awful. Yeah.
Other than the show, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Everything about Philadelphia does suck.
I don't like that show either.
That show's hilarious. So
That it is.
there's
but
that. But you don't like it. It's okay. You don't have to like everything.
My cousin had the first season of it, and he came
on DVD
to Minneapolis for spring break, and it's all he watched.
Yeah.
That one season over and over and over again, and I'm like, this is so dumb.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Every episode.
And now what's it been on for like 13
Yeah,
seasons?
hockey.
And
Chris
it
Hockey
is,
loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
It's good.
I just like to be different.
It's okay. Do we need to be worried about Carson Wentz and Zach Ertz and Alshon Jeffrey?
Sure, yeah.
and Jordan
Deshaun
Howard
Jackson's out,
Yeah.
so that won't matter.
How many? He's been out for most of the
Alshon's
season.
beat up.
He was questionable.
Jordan Howard kills the.
He did as a Bear.
Yeah,
That
but
doesn't mean he will with Philly.
But he heated up against.
He's on my fantasy
yeah,
team. So.
same. I had him on the bench when he
Do you-
scored all those points against Green Bay.
I had him in because one of my other guys got hurt. But
I'm
that's-
0-5. I'm so bad at fantasy. I'm horrid at fantasy. So guess what I did?
Yeah.
I'm not changing my lineup anymore.
You just leave it.
Because guess who pouts at age 37? This guy. The commissioner's a
Yeah.
good friend of mine. He goes, dude, really? I go, no, I don't care.
I'm just
I
leaving
don't
it.
care. There's no punishment for finishing last.
There isn't.
And
You're
the
right.
I'd throw. I wouldn't I wouldn't bend over to pick up the buy-in.
Yeah.
So I don't care about the money.
Your Tesla
is on its way.
You're doing just fine.
Yeah.
You don't need fantasy football.
I live alone. I have
Yeah.
nobody. It's just
Okay.
me. It's just my income.
Watch the YouTube show. We have a new segment, Mr. Manners with Meatsauce, and there's going to be I'm going to talk about your pet. I'm going to ask you a question. So if people want to watch it,
That's when I
go to
blow
YouTube.
It.
Yeah, that's what.
Tommy Boy? Greatest scene in Tommy Boy? So
Yeah.
great. Oh, man. And that's when I blow it, and he throws it down. Genius.
Yeah, he just tears it
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah, it's
JoJo the
brilliant.
Circus Boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So
Sorry.
we'll save our picks for the end of the show, but it's time for us to bring EJ Henderson up to the store. But we got to take care of a little business here. EJ Henderson, former linebacker, good guy. We're gonna have him.
Great dude. I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's super nice, man.
Well,
I love that guy.
Really nice. He had the
And as I
linebacker
said to
core.
him all the time, dude, if he played in that 09 game, they win.
Yeah.
He was that
Make
much
it
of a
to at least the Super
difference
Bowl.
maker. Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right. Now while we're sad about thinking back to 2009, Cash is King. Earn cash 24/7 for playing blackjack. Claim up to $10,000 cash for tier points earned playing blackjack through November 23rd. Minnesota Vikings home games. You can score a round trip ride to the Minnesota Vikings home game at US Bank Stadium.
Are you serious?
$5. No parking, no traffic, no worries. Plus, that $5 gets you $10 dining credit valid at any Mystic Lake or Little Six restaurant upon your return. We have supper here one night a week.
Yeah, it's
very
delicious.
good food.
I love
very
it.
good food.
I go to the
love-
buffet
Yeah,
Wales.
I love eating here.
No
too.
one calls it supper. We don't bar and
We don't
raise.
call it supper. Did I say supper?
We don't barn raise during
Really?
the day, Matt.
Supper.
You
You're
know how
gonna-
bad I would be as a barn raiser? I'd fake an injury, and I'd even let half of that fall on me, so I didn't have to do it. You know how
said-
bad I
did
would
I say
be as
supper?
like, yeah, no
I
one
did.
calls it supper.
Really?
Yeah, what
I
are
think
you,
you do.
weird?
Crowd, supper? No?
No,
What do you
no.
got? Dinner?
Yeah, dinner.
Dinner is supposed to be lunch.
Minnesotans.
Supper's
What are
your
you,
night.
Amish?
Yeah.
Not that there's
No.
anything wrong with that.
Not that there's. I'm not Amish. All right.
Oh yeah, they can't watch it anyway.
Yeah.
Jesus.
At a friend's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
and
can
whatever.
go to a friend's house and watch it, but
Yeah.
they can't watch it in
Yeah,
their own house.
fine. Do whatever
See,
you
all
want.
right.
I don't care what you do.
You ever-
Do whatever you want.
do whatever you want. All right, well then what I'm going to do, I'm going to welcome EJ Henderson to the stage. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah. Oh, so what have you been up to? We were just saying you got to retire 8 years ago. You're still a young man. You're still physically fit, working out, looking good.
Yeah. So, I was working with the Vikings.
Yep.
Signed with them, I think a couple of seasons last summer. So I really just been relaxing, taking care of the girls. I got 2 daughters. Been running with them, a couple of real estate deals. Really trying to see what my next move's going to be.
Yeah. How old are your daughters?
One's in 5th grade and one is in 1st grade.
Oh my goodness.
Kindergarten. She's
They
in
are keeping you
kindergarten,
busy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did they play sports like their dad?
Yeah, the oldest is a basketball fiend, so she's definitely playing basketball right now. Just started practices, travel league for Eden Prairie, so see how those Eagles do this year.
Yeah. Obviously, we talked a little bit before the cameras were rolling. Biggest memory of your career? Is it the injury, or was it just some random play that the fans at home wouldn't know? What's your biggest memory?
One of my most positive plays and memories was against the Chargers. And I remember LaDainian Thompson was playing, Phillip Rivers was a quarterback.
Yeah.
We had a blitz, I dived over LaDainian Thompson and kind of got a piece of Phillip Rivers. And I can see that picture sometimes, so that always brings me to that moment. But one of the biggest things was after the game was LaDainian Thompson came up to me and was like, yo, you one of the greatest linebackers I ever played against.
Oh,
so
man.
it was really that moment as opposed to the actual
Yeah, not
diving
the
over
play,
the
the
person.
afterward.
Yeah, but
That's a sweet moment, man.
That is
That's
really
a Hall
cool.
of Fame
Yeah,
running back.
straight
That's
up.
one of the best
Straight
to
up.
ever play the game.
straight up.
That's awesome.
When you were a Butkus Award winner at Maryland, did you think you'd go higher in the second round? I mean, the second round's great, but did you think you'd maybe be a top 20 pick?
I definitely did. Yeah, I definitely did. Obviously, we had some worries because of my back.
Yeah.
So we knew some teams would be kind of skeptical. It was a kind of a rough day, but we got over it and it all worked out for the best.
Yeah.
Does that feel like it was just yesterday? Draft night, all that stuff. I mean, Paul is a draft guru. He knows everything about the draft history. It's crazy.
I've recently seen some pictures and I can kind of tell about the years and how long my hair is. And it was so long ago. But I definitely remember a lot of specifics about it. Waiting, playing video games, family in one room, I'm in another room, we walking outside, after party, the whole shebang.
We've heard stories from a couple of the guys that I've talked to that have been drafted in the NFL where their buddies would call them with numbers like block numbers, and you'd be like, "Wait, what?" And then I think I forgot who told me that, but but buddies would call them with block numbers, and they'd answer, and it'd be nobody on draft day.
No, that's below the belt.
Yeah,
that's below the belt.
That's rough. How much do you think
for
the
a tweener like somebody?
Somebody like a 6th or 7th round pick.
So
that's tough.
A lot of our guests are players who are much, we'll just say they played in a different era, and they say the game has changed. It's been less than a decade since you've been out. You think the game has changed a whole lot in these last 8 years, other than some of maybe the officiating rules?
Yeah, definitely. The hit that Vontae Burfict put on the kid the other day and got suspended for a year for, I think would have been a legal hit when I played. I think they would have let that hit just go by. And
they let it. The weird part about that,
good hit.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest thing. I see a hit and I'd be like, oh, good hit. Then 2 seconds later, you see a yellow flag come out. So that it definitely has changed over these 8 years. I mean, you think 8 years, it's almost a decade, so it's made some, I guess we could say progression and evolution, if you want to look at it that way.
Sure.
But for an old school linebacker like myself, and I'm sure some of the older bangers, they wanted that head shoulder contact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They let that hit go in the same week the New England Bills game. That guy laid into the Bills quarterback Josh Allen, and they let that hit go. But then, but it's Vontaze and his reputation. He gets kicked out, and then his suspension gets upheld because he's had so many prior incidents like that.
This season, a lot of criticism for Kirk Cousins. One of your last years, probably the most most successful year in a lot of Vikings fans' memories, 2009 to 2010, the NFC Championship. What were things like when Brett Favre was the quarterback? Did a circus come to town, or was he just like that natural leader that in the locker room everybody was following him, listening to him, and having a good old time?
Well, at first it was super strange for me to be in the training room watching the TV and like watching the helicopter flying in, and then him landing at the airport, him actually driving on the highway, him walking in the locker room, and then him jogging out to practice with a purple number 4 with a red number 4.
Yeah, don't touch him.
I'm like, hold on, this is bizarro world. So it's kind of like after what was it, 7 years? 7 years of playing against them. Now just in a blink of an eye, I'm watching TV now, this guy's on my team. Now after the initial shock, it was like he made it extra, I think he made an extra effort to make us comfortable around him and not feel like this big time superstar, even though we all knew he was the great Brett Favre. And he proved it, right? So that's really what made it easier, was that he proved it, he worked for it. Everybody know how banged up he was, but he still came out, he worked for us, got us as far as he did. And, like I said before, he's one of the only 4 jerseys I have in my basement wall. So he's
that's awesome.
One of my faves.
What a lot of people remember, though, I think, were you guys 1-1 in that third game against San Francisco? Maybe you were 2-0 or something. He hadn't been playing well, and it was a lot of Adrian Peterson. But then he wins, he wins that San Francisco game. And as Ben Lieber said, who played on that team, and other guys that have played on that team, that brought you guys all together. When the defense is standing on the sideline, watching him with 10, 12 seconds left, throw that pass and win that game.
Yeah, we had great camaraderie. When he hit G. Lou with that pass, it was kind of like just almost like meant to be. You know what I mean? So I think like you said, some of the guys that you mentioned off, you can even go to the offensive side. It was kind of like we were all together. As in the past, separate teams I can name where it was offense, defense, even broken up as far as linebackers and DBs and D-line, or D-line and linebackers and
clicky, right?
Yeah, very clicky. So,
you got any stories you can tell us about Ben Lieber? He's going to be our guest later this season, I think in December.
Ben Lieber.
You got anything you can say that we could give him grief about?
Ben's my guy. I love him. I seen him the other day at Alumni Weekend while he was working on the sidelines in his nice suit. He didn't have to wear his overall. So I gave him a little mess about that, but he's doing great. He has some beautiful family, a bunch of little girls, I think one boy. So I'm sure they'll be competing pretty soon. So watch out for the Liebers coming up.
When you watch the NFL today and you watch the way that the game is so geared towards the offense, does that frustrate you?
I just think that's how it's been. Everybody has seen it going. As far as how much they protect the quarterback to how many yards the quarterback put up a season. You start to see the crazy numbers. Then you start to see the paydays for the quarterback. So you realize who they're really starting to focus on, what they're really starting to focus on, what sells tickets, what fans like to see. And it's been like you said, 8 to 15 year process where they finally figured out that if you got a good quarterback, you got a chance to win the Super Bowl. If you got a good quarterback that can put up numbers, you're gonna sell tickets. If you got a hot first round or a top pick quarterback, you're gonna sell tickets.
Yeah.
So, offense and quarterbacks kind of rule the day.
Man, the way you played, you couldn't hit the quarterback now if you played.
No.
We seen one play the other day. I forgot the two teams, but a guy clearly had him for a sack, but it just felt like he just let him go because he didn't want to get in trouble.
Sure.
The guy skated on in.
Then turned into a play. Obviously, you stayed in Minnesota, so you still cheer for the Vikings, but is there any team that you cheer against from your playing days that you just have a grudge with and you're like, I could never cheer for that team?
Oh, yeah, I could never cheer for the Packers.
Nice.
Definitely never cheer for them, so I
Well
always
said.
give grief to the kids that I deal with when they come around with their little Packers jerseys on. So that's probably the biggest team. Everybody else I'm neutral against.
Still a rival. There's a lot of Minnesota Packer transplant fans. Or poser fans, I guess.
Or the other way around.
But you just see so much green and gold. Ugh.
Yeah, and they're proud of it, and they're super proud of it too. Super proud of it.
Yeah, not a big fan. EJ, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you guys. That's it.
We appreciate it. Thanks again to EJ Henderson. All right, Halloween party. Eat, drink, and be scary during Mystic Lake's Halloween party and costume contest, Saturday, October 26th. Enjoy live entertainment and drink specials, plus register your costume from 7 to 10 p.m. Your chance to win $1,000 cash. This is one of the saddest segments I think that we will ever have to do on our show, or have ever done in our 4 years and 69 episodes. The Twins autopsy. We gotta cut it apart.
Autopsy?
Gotta rip it apart, see what went wrong.
Would you do an autopsy?
No, but my wife has actually been in a place where they were performing autopsies. She got to see it. Oh yeah, no, you're making that face. She's told me it's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really weird.
Somebody's got to do it though, man.
That's
More
right.
Power
You
to them.
got to do it. So we got to do it right now. The Twins autopsy.
Yeah.
You want to peel it away and figure out what went wrong with them this year?
Just the only
Other than the
logic
Yankees.
is the pitching.
Yeah. Well,
They
or
made
the
no
lack of
move.
hitting.
I mean, you go back, and I don't think it would have changed, but you go back to the trade deadline or a couple weeks before when
Yeah.
Marcus Stroman was available for the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays never called the Twins back, and for some weird reason they traded him to the non-contending Mets.
Yeah.
And the deal was, from the baseball people I know, say that it was an awful deal, and the Twins had more than enough to offer that. So you don't know where they got lost in communication or whatever happened. But Marcus Stroman, does he win him a game? Maybe.
Yeah.
But then you have the confidence, and you don't have to throw Randy Doback out there, whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
Is he
It
the
was
one with
an
the glasses and the stash?
It was an
Yeah.
awful
Yeah.
loss. And a lot of it is you can't put him out there in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
That's just on the Twins. They made no move, and you can say that they didn't try, or they say that they tried, but obviously Houston tried.
Pitching aside, hitting, they were outscored 23-7 by the Yankees.
Max Kepler was 0 for 10.
Yes, we got that in there. Miguel Sano,
1 for 12.
1 for 12.
8 strikeouts.
Yeah,
And Garver was what? 0 for 8 or something? And he had 4 or 5 strikeouts. When they didn't score a run with the bases loaded, and a 100-win baseball team can't put a GD ball in play, you know you're in trouble.
A GD. Can we say on this show?
No, you can't say it. It's Sunday
I think we
morning.
can. Yeah,
I'm
we're
not
just
saying
after
it.
the people on CW just watched the Mass.
I'm not
See, now they're
saying
watching
that.
us. They've been forgiven. They have another week now.
Of all people, you can't say that.
GD.
I'm not saying
That's
it.
what
We can't say it on the radio.
Well, we're on the CW. Let's see what we can get away with, huh?
Well, now you're fired.
All right. Okay.
And the show's over because I'm not doing
We'll
that
see
work.
what Todd says. Rocco Baldelli, after
Todd
they got
just gave
swept,
me the finger.
he said, "We got beat. No way around that. But what an amazing season it was." What's your reaction to him saying that right after?
Season doesn't matter. No one will remember that.
Yeah. Good point.
Because, granted, we tape it on Thursday. There are 3 Game 5s. You know who might win? You know who's going? There were 3 Game 5s.
Yeah.
There were 2 of them on Wednesday night. The NL wildcard team beat a 106 win
the best team in baseball.
Dodgers team.
Yeah.
The dead-on favorite to win the World Series.
Correct.
They won.
Correct.
Tampa's playing in a Game 5
That's
now,
right.
whatever's happening.
Anybody can win. It's baseball.
And then St. Louis, they barely win their division, and they won. They
Yep.
beat a Braves team that everyone thought was a World Series contender. It doesn't matter. The Twins were embarrassed, and they got to do something pitching-wise.
I like Rocco Baldelli a lot.
So do I.
That quote bothered me because I agree with you. You can
got
look back
outmanaged.
like what we do. Hindsight, you can say this was an amazing season, good for them, 101 wins, all the home runs, Nelson Cruz, blah, blah, blah. In that moment, you got to say, tip our cap to the Yankees. They beat us, but we played like crap.
We did,
And we never
played
hit the ball.
horribly, yeah.
They were 3 for 28 with runners in scoring position. We're a team that hit the most home runs in Major League Baseball history, and we couldn't put runs on the board. That's on us. That's what you say.
Yeah.
That's what you say.
You do say that.
As a
Yeah, that's
manager,
right.
you can be critical of yourself.
You have to be critical. Yeah.
Yep.
They got.
I love the positivity,
They got outmanaged on Saturday. Saturday's a must-win game because if you split that series, anything can happen. And you send God bless Randy Dobak, whatever his name is, but you can't send him out there. Who pitched in the AL East a lot of their career? Jake Odorizzi in Tampa.
Yeah, sure.
Send him out there. He's pitched. He's their best pitcher.
Odo, yeah.
And it was just stupid.
All right, time for us. One last thing. It might make you feel a little bit better. So the Twins have lost 13 straight to the Yankees, 16 straight playoff losses, which is the current longest. But the Braves, like you said, have lost 10 consecutive series dating back to 2001, which matches the Cubs' series losses, postseason series losses that span from 1910 to 1998. So we've lost games, they've lost series. So you might feel a little bit better that we're not the biggest
still
losers.
terrible. I'd love to be playing right now.
Yeah, it'd be
Like, what would we have done if they played right now?
What would we be doing?
Yeah.
Still doing our show and talking about the Vikings.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd be at home watching.
Thursday to Sunday, we can't talk about it. That's the.
Oh, now
See?
you tell me.
Yeah, there you go. All right, you want to do picks?
Of the Twins?
No, of the Vikings and. See? Vikings, Eagles.
Got it.
Your thoughts?
The Vikings
go
will
for it.
win by 3. They'll win on a Dan Bailey field goal.
I'm going to go. I'm not a homer. I'm going Vikings 31, Eagles 17. I think the defense absolutely shuts them down at the bank. I think it's a big win. So we'll see. Win, loss, win, loss, win.
Yeah,
this should be an L.
They should be able
but
to
we'll
put
see if it's a second
They should
W.
be able to swing about 4 in a row. They should be 6-2 going into Kansas City.
I like it. All right, that's going to do it for this week. See you next week. Boop.